Welcome to our Hustle Podcast. This is your host Elijah, Pierre,
and Swan.
In this episode, we're going to talk to you guys about a very interesting topic, which is exploring toxic teenage parenting. Now, before we dive into this topic, make sure you follow our podcast and stay tuned to future podcasts. And let's hear a word from our sponsors.
Hey, you there. Yeah, you, I'm talking to you. I heard you struggle with getting has. So, introducing our new. It makes you smell good, and it brings the has. So, if you have no has.
How y'all boys doing today? I'm doing fine. You, Antoine?
So,
What about you, Pierre?
I'm doing good. Just chilling, ready to discuss this great topic today.
So let's get this started then.
alright, let's get started with bad parenting.
What are some ways that parents treat kids that can be called bad parenting?
Sometimes parents don't know how to treat their kids. Well, it's tough, Elijah. What are some ways parents can be bad?
Yeah, Antoine, I agree with you. Bad parenting can mean parents neglecting their children, saying words to purposely hurt their children's feelings, being verbal abuse, or physically hurting their child. These things can make or break our child and can determine how they will be structured in the future moments of their life.
According to my research, bad parenting can happen for many reasons such as divorce, parental behaviors, foster care, suicide, and peer pressure.
And when parents split up, it can make things even harder. How kids deal with that, Antoine?
So what do you think about divorce?
Divorce and separation can be very confusing and sad for a kid. I feel like talking about, feelings isn't easy for teens because, they don't really understand their feelings, and a lot of teens suffer from depression, anxiety, and behavior disorders.
See, look, I think parents can make it easier by allowing their kids to talk without judging them. If there was less judgment and children were allowed to say how they really felt, kids would be more likely to talk. You also have to build trust with your child, though. You know what I'm saying? Showing them that it's okay to make mistakes and express how they feel or felt in certain situations. Allowing the child to know that what they say is safe with you.
Looking at, data and statistics on children's mental health, it was by the CDC, Center of Disease Control Prevention. The article says that mental health is how a children feel, think, act, and behaves. When a child struggles with mental health, it can make it tough for them to do regular activities. You know what I'm saying? Because the regular activities that's regular to common, everyday people is going to be hard for them because it's a regular activity, but they're not regular because they have some type of disorder. It's not necessarily a thing that completely prevents you from doing, tasks and stuff, but it just increases the difficulty. You going from easy to hard. You know what I'm saying? You going to Hall of Fame on 2K. That's not all right. Anyway, and then that ties into the behavior problems because sometimes the kids, they just have ADHD or something like that, but they say the kids defiant or they lack attention when it's just hard for them to focus because of the disorder. So, yeah.
So really, these children just pretty much misunderstood a lot of the times. And I can understand that.
Yeah, basically.
So basically, parents need to be good listeners and show their kids that it's okay to have feelings. Even asking questions sometimes may help. When parents listen and understand their child, it helps teens to feel better about opening up and saying what they are truly feeling inside.
But look, sometimes though, teens try to escape from their problems. Antoine, what can parents do about that?
Parents should step in early and be kind and pay attention to their child. Getting help from someone who knows about this stuff, setting rules, and finding other ways to cope with it can seem to help teens deal with their problems in healthier ways. But I'm not gonna lie, that is kind of like the textbook, what you're supposed to say. The real answer I really feel like that you really need to do is understand the type of person your teen is. You know what I'm saying? Because your teen isn't just a teen that you could just described just in a book. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
nobody's the same. Everybody's different.
Literally, your body is made up of all type of different cells. Like, nobody on Earth is the same and never will be, because all the different types of outcome in the genetic code, right? So you can't use this on this and expect the outcome to be the same. You gotta see the type of person that your teen is, and then come up with approaches like that, instead of just saying, oh, you this and that, you hang with these people, so you done, when that's not what it is.
I completely agree with you on that one.
So yeah. And then
according to Keenan's Children Divorced Parents, it explores the action of kids starting to get into smoking, fightings, and social medias, and trying to, escape what they're going through, comparing their life to others, and many more reasons.
Right. But look, I also believe if the parents show less neglection towards the child and explain the things going on and why they are happening, the child is more likely to understand, knowing that nobody is perfect, but everybody is working to be better.
I agree with that statement. Most of the times, people just need someone to talk to and clarification. But it is never taking into consideration a majority of times.
Oh, that's true. Let's talk about peer pressure and how it can affect parents. Elijah, how can parents deal with that?
Parents should have a respectful sit down and talk to their children, explaining that it's okay to try new things and want to experiment. And some people are going to try to make you do things you don't want to do, but you always have the option to say no or walk away. It's not P. Diddy. You have the option. No, listen.
Nah, you said, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I understand.
Children, y'all have the option to say no and walk away. Unless you're physically being forced to do something, somebody's forcing you against your will, then you don't have an option. Now you have to go to a higher person and tell them that. But if it's just one of your friends around and you see them doing something that you know you don't want to do or don't want to get into, go on for your thing. Don't do it. Don't get into it.
And then, too, another thing, if these type of people are, saying that they are friends and stuff like that, and they're doing stuff that a friend wouldn't do, stop hanging. They're not your friend.
They're not your friends. They're not your friends. There's nothing else to that.
Yeah, Elijah, I agree with that. Parents needs to be cool, but also make sure that their kids stay safe. It's all about finding the right balance.
It's tough, Antoine. Toxic parenting can really mess with a teenager's head. It's all about recognizing those harmful behaviors and finding ways to cope with it.
Absolutely.
It's important for parents to create a safe space for their teens to express their feelings during this time.
Emotional expression is another big topic. Teens often struggle to open up about how they're feeling, especially if they grow up in a household where emotions are very swept under the rug. And then, too, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of relate to that, too, since I'm Caribbean. And then it's not that emotions were swept under the rug. It's just that sometimes when I was going through certain emotions, I was alone. And I didn't know, I didn't have anyone to talk to type. Because when I was going through those emotions, I was, young. The same type of emotion you probably go through now. I was going through those emotions when I was younger because my mom would, work 3 jobs. So I wouldn't see her. I'll see her for, 20 minutes. And next thing, 20 minutes out of a day, every single day. That's crazy. So, you know what I'm saying?
I got a question.
Yeah.
Would you say, with that being said, would you say that forced you to kind of grow up and develop a growner mind at a younger age quicker than usual?
Definitely, yeah. I'm not going to
lie.
Yeah. Because
sometimes a lot of children go through that,
Because people say, they'll either say I play too much or I'm too serious. But the thing is, when they say I'm playing too much, I'm literally just being goofy because when I'm serious, people say I'm too serious. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather be the goofy pretend than OD serious because I know when to switch it on and off. You know what I'm saying? So it's a two-sided coin type of thing.
I agree with you. And that's why it's crucial for parents to encourage open communication and show their teens that it's okay to feel and be vulnerable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have to bottle all your emotions up. You can talk to people. There's people out there to talk to.
Find help.
Don't keep it all to yourself.
Find help.
Yeah.
Find help. Don't kill yourself.
Escapism is also something that we need to talk about. Whether it's through substance abuse or excessive screen times, teens often turn to unhealthy coping mechanisms to escape their problems. According to an article I was reading about tobacco use, it expressed that many kids use things such as cigarettes and other things like e-cigs and stuff like that to try to escape what's going on at home.
Due to the fact that I'm a teenager myself, I have experienced and seen the outcome of escapism firsthand. Escapism is usually due to the fact that the child doesn't feel safe or at home in their own environment, so they will do things to escape from that reality. This usually becomes an unhealthy habit that leads to bad things in the future, such as smoking, drinking, poor diet, and not sleeping. This also takes a turn in like depression. You know, like a lot of times when people are depressed, when they get into those emotional states, they don't have much people around them to talk to, and they keep all that to themselves.
Yeah.
Now they're kind of in a depressed state. They try to do things to escape from it. I know a lot of people who go through a lot of things at home, and they end up picking up smoking at a very young age because they felt like that was their escape from everything. Smoking weed or different things like smoking vapes or cigarettes or anything they can find. So, you know, it's a very bad thing, but like at this point in time where we're at now, it's such a common thing that I think is sad for the children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's too many children doing it.
Yeah,
There's too many people dying.
And then that's why it's important too for the parents to intervene early and provide support and guidance for their teens to help for easier ways to cope instead of going through all them bad methods.
Right.
According to Laura Sarah, an article that I was reading, it talks about bad habits. It says that it says that around 70 to 80% of children and infants engage in sucking their thumb and, you know, try to do some type of this physical action to try to escape reality. Many outgrow this habit by age of 5. About 20 to 30% of the children get into teeth biting. Nail biting is approximately 30 to 60%. Nose picking is about 90% of children.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off, but do you think women start sucking dick when they try to get out of that? Because you said
Bro, boot this nigga, bro. Boot this
Gang.
nigga, bro.
I'm putting that in the blooper, bro. I'm just gonna bleep it.
It's just gonna say, do you think that women are sucking?
Bleep.
And then after that, you just gotta bleed.
Yeah. Yo, the call ends in 15 minutes, bro.
Alright, come on, Pierre.
Alright, I gotta reread this.
No, nigga, start from the bottom part where you was going to.
What was all that?
You was right here.
Okay, children engage in nose picking at some point, hair twirling and hair pulling. This habit is less commonly quantified, but it seems in a notable minority of children, especially during the time of stress and boredom. Tics, transient tics occurs up to 25% of children at some point during their development. I don't know if I can say that word, but I'm gonna say masturbation. This is a behavior that is part of normal development, which a majority of children exploring their bodies, but specific percentage are harder to determine due to, like there's more percentage of people, but it's hard to find them due to their, privacy and stuff like that.
Right.
Breath holding spells occur about 5% of healthy children.
Who the fuck? They think they Harry Potter?
You know what I'm saying?
They thought they was a wizard?
Alright.
No.
Now, let's discuss the pressure and influence on parenting styles. Teens are constantly bombarded with peer pressure, and it can be tough for parents to strike a balance between letting their teens make their own decisions and keeping them safe and from being controlling.
Peer pressure can cause parents to change how they raise their kids as they look on how their parents do things and want to be accepted. Seeing parents' success and getting feedbacks can make them try new ways to fit and help their child fit in society. This might mean changing how they discipline, what activities they choose, and how much screen time is allowed, what childs eat, and how they handle social events, while balancing what they learn from others with their own values and their child needs.
That's where open communication comes in, though. By building a good relationship with their child, talking openly with their teens, and setting clear boundaries, I believe parents can help guide their teens through the pressures of adolescence.
How can parenting styles affect children's mental health?
I'm not gonna lie, like, parenting styles play a significant role in shaping a child's development. Elijah, can you share some insights on how different parenting styles can affect teenagers?
Of course, Antoine. Authoritarian. Nah, hold on, man.
This shit was gay.
Authoritarian. All right. I'm gonna restart that. Of course, Antoine. Authoritarian parents who are strict and controlling often create an environment where teenagers feel stifled and rebellious. On the other hand, permissive parents who are overly lenient may struggle to establish boundaries, leading to a lack of discipline and direction. Parents need a balance for both lenient and disciplinary tactics. This is something that you learn as you go as a parent. Nobody's perfect, but you will build it.
Yeah, and let's not forget about the authoritative parenting, which strikes a balance between warmth and structures. This style encourages open communication and mutual respect, fostering a positive parenting-child relationship and promoting healthy development in teenagers.
Yes, according to negatives of foster care, fostering children can make parents and teenagers hard. Many foster kids have been neglected, abused, causing emotional...
I'm sorry, I was reading. My bad. I was reading something.
Did you just laugh? Pierre, did you just laugh?
Laugh at what?
You think this is funny?
Pierre, are you laughing at children getting abused? Pierre, are you laughing?
People on Epstein Island. What about Epstein Island?
Yeah. No, ain't no time out.
Bro, my bad.
No.
I laughed at the wrong moment.
No.
No.
This is staying in too. This is not gonna be a blooper. This is staying. Yes, Miss Hamilton will know.
Put that in the podcast.
It's staying. It's staying. It's staying.
It's
staying.
You're getting canceled.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
All right, keep it, Antoine. Forget him.
We're canceling him. Anyway.
Can you restart?
No, we're not restarting. We're continuing. I don't even remember what part. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? With the kids getting abused in the foster homes, it causes emotional distress and behavior problems that's tough to handle. And getting their support and training to leave to stress, burnout. Kids in foster care frequently move between homes, which makes them feel unstable and act out more. You know, because they don't really feel home anywhere. Teenagers need extra support to figure out who they are, which can be harder for foster kids. School and social challenges also add to the pressure on foster parents. Research shows that foster parents often feel stressed and frustrated, which affects the parent. Fostering can make the biological children feel neglected, creating family tension that help foster parents. Better support, training, and resources are needed.
Yes, let's talk about the burnout part.
According to my research, burnout among foster parents greatly affects foster children's well-being and stability. Although exact numbers aren't available, many foster parents feel very stressed and overwhelmed, which can lead to a burnout. This burnout often results in children having to move homes frequently. About 30% of foster kids move 3 or more times while in care. This is terrible. This messes with the kids' mental. You know what I'm saying? These moves can make children feel unstable and can worsen their emotional and behavior problems. The ongoing stress affects both the foster children who face emotional struggles and the foster parents who find it hard to prove consistent care. More research is needed to know exactly how many children are affected by foster parent burnout, but it's clear that better support and resources for foster families are needed.
Man, I want to say this was a good podcast.
W.
This is definitely a great podcast. I'm happy that I got on here and I talked with all of my peers about teenage parenting, because this is something that we all go through. We're teenagers ourselves, so we really understand this topic.
Oh, sir. It really gets skibbity-rizzy over here.
What you just said? Hey, thank you guys for your time. Until next time.
Skippy Rizzy.
Skippity Riz.
Yeah, you finished.
Boy, we're done. And my phone's on 1%.
Absolutely. It's important for. Oh Bruh.
One more time.
Alright. Shh. According to negatives of foster care, fostering children can make parenting hard. Shut up, man.